Hey everybody, Mr. KD here. Standing beside me is Keto Diamond, also known as
Perfect.
works for me,
And conceited.
the Keto Guru,
Oh, okay.
the Keto Cutie. This is day 76 of our Keto and Fitness Journey, and I really need to check how many days I'm on keto now. Been on keto since October 4th, and this is day 965 for her. Right?
64, I think. Was it?
I think it's 65. I thought what I heard in your video.
I might have put the wrong thing on my blog then.
Well, either 64 or 65. She's up there. I didn't do a blog last night. I told some of y'all I might and might not. I did that. Follow her on her channel in the comment section yesterday. I will explain when we get to the chit chat portion on why that was. Some things happened yesterday. I want y'all to know about so y'all can see how it affects your keto journey. But first, like, subscribe, ring that bell.
This is share.
Okay, let's try that again. Like, subscribe, share, ring that bell. Help me make this channel grow. Oh, did I say share?
Yes.
Please share. Sharing is very important. If y'all don't realize that. Sharing is how I get my videos out there and get more people. So please, it takes 2 seconds. Share. I appreciate it greatly. It's time, y'all. All right, so didn't do my blog yesterday. There's a perfectly good explanation for that. Some of y'all might agree it was a good explanation. I do. She does. I'll get into that here in a bit. But the ones that don't know that I've been talking about all the stress that I've been going under, it's been a lot. A lot. Mostly from my back, but other sources too, all just flooding in at one time. And evidently yesterday it was more than I could handle. And I finally broke. I mean, when I say I broke, I literally broke. I had an emotional breakdown yesterday. Let me explain how it happened. I got irritated Monday, and it carried over until Tuesday. And the best I can explain it was I wasn't really emotional yesterday, but a lot of y'all that's added me to Facebook, seeing some of the posts I was made. I was in a really bum mood, and I don't know, just seemed like the world was out to get me, and it reflected on everybody I talked to, including her. I pushed it on her, not meaning to. Of course, I wasn't starting anything or saying anything. It was just the way I was talking about myself, the way I felt about myself. And
1 second, let me explain this. There are babies all in the house. They are with their parents, but they're mad at the moment. So if you hear kids crying, that's why.
But like I said, I flooded it onto her where she doesn't need no stress, can't have no stress, because they might be causing her mini strokes. We don't know. That's what she's been dealing with for the past week. And that's the last thing I wanted to do was to stress her out. But I was so in such a rut that it poured over into her. And she doesn't, I don't know how to put it. She did nothing wrong. She tried to calm me down, and she tried to resolve the situation. And it wasn't caused by nothing that she did, but yesterday it didn't matter. Everything she said, it kind of hurt. And I do mean everything. It don't matter what she said. It was just like it was painful. And by the time I got home, and she didn't like the fact that I didn't tell her I was working over, and she started complaining about it.
He also put me on the ignore thing.
Yes, I did. But like I said, I don't know why this happened. I cannot explain it. I mean it in every sense of the form, she did nothing wrong. And yesterday, I mean, literally had an emotional breakdown. I broke. I hit my point where I couldn't take no more, and I broke. And then when she started on me yesterday, that was it. I jumped in the car. I went for a drive. I didn't get far before I had to pull over and I just started crying. And that lasted for about 30 minutes, and I finally got that to stop. And I went to the store, bought me a Monster, and got her a drink, and started crying some more. And then I set up the road right here for a little while because I just didn't want her to see me like this. And then I started crying some more. And then finally I decided, going home. And I sat out in the driveway for, what, 30?
You were out there for a long time.
About 30 minutes.
Maybe longer.
30 minutes, maybe an hour. And the entire time I was out there, I could not control my tears. They just kept coming, no matter what I thought of. I mean, and I wasn't thinking of anything particular. Nothing was flashing through my head. That's what I don't get. And then when we came in, she saw how bad it was. She tried her damnedest to comfort me, calm me down. Nothing worked. I was emotionally destroyed. And she'll tell you.
He was very upset. It was shocking to see.
I've never felt like that before. It's never happened to me before. I've had emotional situations where I've gotten emotional. Yes, who hasn't? We're all human. We've all been emotional at some point. But this right here, I can't even explain it. And other than an emotional breakdown, a complete emotional breakdown. I'm fine today, except for I feel like I've got a hangover. I mean, a really, really bad hangover. I got what feels like bruises going down through here, and through here, but there's no bruises.
It's probably from crying.
Yeah, that's what I.
It's a lot like coughing too much. It'll hurt your abs, your ribs, your side.
But emotionally, I'm better today. And I went back and read the conversation that we had. There was not a single thing in there that she said that should have affected me. But I guess because I was already in an emotional state, the things that she did say is stuff I didn't want to hear. Or couldn't hear at that time because I was already, I guess you can say, a wounded dog, for lack of a better term. And
it was like somebody kicked the hell out of a puppy. It really was.
And just everything she said was like a knife, and every time she did, it cut. And again, I can't stress, it was nothing she was doing wrong. She was just speaking the truth on telling me how to calm down and telling me what I needed to do to get the stress off of me. But at the time, that's just pushed me over the edge. But now, you've heard her talk about what stress can do to your keto diet and what high anxiety. Now, I did not have anxiety yesterday. Through all of that, I did not feel any anxiety. So my meds all working. Don't make sense, I know.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. How the hell did you go through all that without feeling anxiety?
I did not. I might have felt a little bit, but it was not. I felt more anxiety than I did yesterday, just getting upset a little bit. I guess the medicine really works.
Maybe, but I mean, just the sheer way that everything happened to you yesterday, we have to wonder if it's a medication issue too.
Yes, my PC mentioned that today, and I didn't even think about it. This is the first time I broke down like that, and I am on 2 different types of anxiety medication.
Zoloft and Busburin.
Yes. Now, she thinks that because of the medication I was on, it overexerted my emotions. That when I got to that point, I could not pull it back. It just pushed it over. And that is very possible. That is very, very possible. And now that I'm thinking about it, that is probably what happened. The medication pushed my emotions so far over that I could not contain it anymore, and it just spilled out. Luckily, I got a good wife, and she did get me to calm down. But the way she did it, I didn't like it. She got my mind off of it. And
sometimes that's the only thing you can do.
And that was because she had another episode with her eyes. And after that, I was able to control it.
Can't tell you the truth. I didn't have an episode with my eyes.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, thank you.
It's just the only way I could get you to stop. I'm sorry. I know that
No,
seems
don't be
wrong.
sorry. No, it's not.
It does. It's like, because I had to pretend like the other night when my eyes went all crazy on me and did the kaleidoscopy thing, I figured maybe if he was afraid for me, it would come off of it.
It worked.
Yeah.
And thank
I
you.
shouldn't have told you that because now I can't use that trick again.
No, yeah, you can. That was actually very smart of you. I'm glad you did that. Because if you did not, I would have probably still been crying this morning.
That is very possible.
Y'all, I cannot stress how bad it was. I am an emotional person, yes. I'm not scared to tell and show my emotions. It's just who I am. But I've never been that emotional.
A lot of times, and since we're talking about this so much, a lot of the times when y'all hear me talk about stress, now not all the time, but a lot of times when you hear me talk about stress, it's because he's had some kind of episodes where he's been very, very emotional about things. And I used to think of myself as an emotional person until he started showing a whole lot of emotion. And now I'm like, I must not be a very emotional person. Because a lot of the little things that you care so much about, my brain's like, I don't get it. That's not worth being upset about.
I don't think. Well, this ain't a discussion for y'all, so I'll explain that to her later.
Okay.
But yes, I am a very emotional person, but I'm not over the top emotionally. Usually I can control it, but last night I could not. You could ask her. I was sitting there begging for it to stop, telling her I just could not stop crying, no matter what. And then she did that, and I was more worried about her, and it took my mind off of it, and that worked.
I really hated.
But I woke up this morning, and I was not in ketosis. Not a big surprise.
No, it's not cortisol levels.
And it was probably about as high as it could go, and so I spent half the day asleep on my. Standing up beside my computer, literally. And that's when I realized that I got kicked.
Those kind of things also, those episodes, even if they're panic attack or anxiety attacks or any kind of attack like that, whatever you had last night, are emotionally and physically draining. Even if you had not been kicked out of ketosis, which most likely with that kind of thing you would have been, but even if you had not been, you would have probably have been just as tired.
It was so bad this morning that I was so tired and just blah. Emotionally, I felt fine, but I'm just physically drained that I had to go buy something to eat. And unfortunately, the only thing I had was a vending machine that was not keto friendly. So I got the safest thing I thought I could get. It was like
a Nutri-Grain bar, Nature's.
It was a peanut butter dark chocolate health bar, Nutri-Grain bar.
Yeah.
But it did have corn syrup and it did have sugar.
Yeah, so definitely not keto friendly, just something for him to eat. And
I do think I'm back in ketosis now.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
But yeah, that was this morning about 8 o'clock probably, 8 or 9 o'clock. Well, it was after I texted you, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably so.
I called you. So
because you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, so it was after 9 o'clock. I called her this morning to wake her up.
Thank goodness, too. I was out.
So we've got to figure out a way to get some of the stress on. She's not causing all of it. Some of it, yes. But
I'm no saint. Let's not say
some
that.
of it, yes. The normal stress that y'all probably go through from y'all spouse.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. Because he has been so emotional lately, and a lot of it does pour over to me, it's now getting to where I'm very easily agitated. I'm more prone to shout now out of anger than I was before. And I don't like that about myself. I don't like being hostile or aggressive or angry all of a sudden. Just, he says one word, I'm like, look now, damn it, no. I don't like being that way either. I don't. And I realize that we can play off of each other a lot. So if he says something emotional to me and then I say something hostile to him, then his emotions pour out and then I'm just more hostile. And it works against us.
Yes, I will agree with that statement. 100%. Because a lot of times we'll start talking and it's not a big deal. But then I guess I get a little bit of emotional, but then she gets hostile. And then once she gets hostile, I lose it.
And again, that does work against us. Like I said, I know I'm not a saint. I absolutely know that. When he says I did not do anything wrong, it's not exactly true. but it didn't do enough to really promote what all snowballed.
What promoted it mostly? I mean, yes, she played her role in it and had a big part, but it wasn't the biggest part. It's my back. I have been dealing with back pain for 5 years. This ain't the first time I broke down and cried because my back was hurting. But this time it was added stress with the emotional issues I'm having with my back and everything else. It's a roller coaster.
You know what? Because the baby's crying. I want people to know that does not actually add stress to us. We're quite used to that. Sometimes when they're all going at one time, that can add some stress.
But also,
that's a baby crying, and that's not.
But also, when we start feeling stressed for that, we get in the car and go somewhere.
Yeah, we can't always go off, grandparents and all. Unless once in a while they leave them with me. And or was it today or yesterday? Yesterday he was texting me. And I was with Anthony, Athena, and Zach. I had Athena in my arms. She done puked on me. And I'm like, one-handed texting. You're like, why are you mad? He's going to need a bottle. Pause this.
We got company.
Oh.
And I don't know where I was when I paused it.
I don't know. But she looks angry.
Don't look angry. Look happy. But, like I said, you know, it's probably 25% her and 75% my back. Well, in other sources. I got the house that I'm trying to fix up that I can't because my back won't allow me to work long enough to get the money I need to do it. And
my truck broke.
I got my cars I got to fix. Yes, I got my car fixed, but the engine light is still on. So I still got to take care of that. I think that's something I can take care of myself, but it's still more stress. Because I got to do that before I can get it inspected because the engine light's on. Her truck just threw a rod today, which we knew it was going to. We was hoping it wasn't today, though. And I do have another engine lined up. Hopefully,
you made it back home, though.
Hopefully, I got an engine lined up. The deal don't fall through. And I should be able to just pop that one out and put that one in. I hope. But, you know, things don't ever go that way. Especially when your name is Brian.
What?
When your name is Brian. Everything goes the opposite way.
No, that's normal. That's how it is for me. By the way, my surgery for Friday is canceled. It's not really a surgery, but they put you to sleep for it to run things down behind your throat. They just called like right after I finished my video earlier, so I'll probably tell about it tomorrow, but they did cancel it.
Everything's getting canceled. I'll be surprised if I make my dentist appointment tomorrow. But
what are you doing?
I hope so. I need it.
Are you trying to look at that heart monitor?
So, I'm sure I got a lot more I need to say, but the baby interrupted me. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Trying to show her off, but she's not interested.
So I think it's a good time just to end it right here. Check the description for my Facebook if you want to add me. I do post, I do comment, and I do comment on y'all's post. You can talk to me through Messenger. I will reply. My email is in there. Her email is in there. If you want to contact either one of us for anything or for whatever reason, you're more than welcome. A link to her channel is there. If you have not subscribed to that channel or seen it, you should. It's a very wonderful channel. Very informative, very entertaining. She's got a real good channel. And go and help her hit that 5,000 sub goal because she's getting close. There's some treats in there. If y'all are interested, go check it, see what it is. And y'all have a God blessed day. And
much love to you.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
All the colors of your dreams.